Hi, this is Victor Antonio with another sales training moment. Today I'm not going to talk about any lessons. I'm going to talk about letters I receive. I get a lot of letters from really not only across the United States, but all over the world. These questions that I'm listing right here come from Romania. And so a gentleman asked me to answer 9 questions on selling, and I thought I'd go through them real quick and maybe share this information with you. The first one is, what 2 problems are giving you the most grief or taking up most of your time in sales? And I always answer is, when the salesperson doesn't know the product and doesn't have a sales process. Those are the 2 things. If you don't know your product and you don't have a process, you're always going to be inconsistent in selling. Second question, in time, you worked with different vendors. If so, what are some of the qualities you look for in a vendor? Well, the thing you look for in a vendor always is that they do what they say they're going to do, right? It's always about credibility and trust. So when you're looking for a great vendor, trust and credibility, follow through is always the key. If they can do that, then work with them. What makes Victor Antonio the great salesman executive he is? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Next question. What sales book would you recommend? As you know, my favorite book in selling is Spin Selling by Neil Rackham. I think Neil Rackham is, one of those gold standards when it comes to selling and understanding the sales process. He's been around for quite a while and deserves that respect. So Spin Selling is my favorite sales book. He also wrote a foreword for a new book called The Challenger Sale, which I think is also a great book. And the reason I like these 2 books is because both rely on empirical data. Now, there's other good sales books out there. I'm not discounting everybody else. But right now, these are my 2 favorites. And in another video, I'll have my 10 top sales books, and I'll share that with you at another time. What is your opinion on regarding self-education in sales from the internet, thinking about facts, really just about different sales experts? And I always say, you can listen to a lot of different people, but it's always about credibility. So if you're listening to somebody, make sure they're actually doing what they say they're doing. They're actually accomplishing what they say they accomplished, and so forth and so on. So always look for credibility, and I always look for credentials. So if I'm going to listen to you, I want to make sure you have the credentials, and then I'll pay attention. Other than that, you're just talking in the air, in my opinion. This is an interesting one. Question number 6, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, pro or con? Years ago, if you would have asked me about NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, I would have said, kind of junk science. But what's interesting is that with today's fMRI machines, these are the functional magnetic resonance imaging machines that can actually look into your brain, you're starting to see that some of this NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming strategies, actually do have some effect on how we sell and our state of being. So is it pro or con? I'll just stay middle of the road. I'd rather not focus on neuro-linguistic programming. I would suggest to you to move over to neuromarketing. Patrick Renoise and Christopher Moore wrote a great book called Neuromarketing. It's related to sales. I highly recommend that book, okay? Some people say the economic crisis was a good thing because, it got rid of people who can't sell, got rid of weak salespeople. To some extent, I agree. Milton Friedman once said that, recessions are good because they squeeze out excess. Warren Buffett says, in a receding tide, whoever's swimming naked is revealed. And I think today everything's changed. The book, The Challenger Sale, really addresses this, that the economic conditions have changed. 10 years ago, everything was low-hanging fruit. Today, you have to sell with more credibility and you have to provide more value to the customer if you want to grab their attention. Last question. What is the best advice you have received or discovered in sales? Well, here's the one I always use is just keep asking until someone says yes. Anyway, 9 questions from Romania. Thank you very much. This is Victor Antonio reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.